Now, from time to time, not very common, but again, very rarely, but time to time, we get questions or comments on our service prices when it comes to company formation in China. Comments sound like this usually. There's a company here, local company in China, they're charging X amount, and you are charging XX amount for the same service. Why is that? Like I said, it's not very common, but we get such comments or questions. So I want to take a moment and talk about our pricing policy, logic behind it. Okay, we fully understand as company entering the Chinese market or entrepreneur who want to start a new venture in China. You have one goal, right? When it comes to hiring, service providers, your goal is obviously to get high quality service, and also at the same time, it should not be very high in price, right? We totally get it because as a company formation service provider, legal consultancy company, we also get some services, legal services from local law firms as well. So we totally get it, right? But still, at the same time, we make sure our company positions always itself somewhere in the middle. When we talk about the whole industry, in any industry, okay, it's not our industry alone. I'm talking about any industry. You can widely or broadly categorize the service providers into three. First category, they are the top 10%, maybe top 5% even. They are the top companies in the industry. And when you approach them, their prices are extremely high. Everybody knows that. Yeah. In accounting, in management consultancy, go to top 4, for example. Try talking to them and ask them for a quotation for company formation structuring services in China. You will be surprised. If you haven't spoken to them, you will be really shocked with their prices because they are very high. They are tens of thousands of dollars, nothing less. And then the second category is the middle layer, which our company, we position ourselves always in the middle. Why? Because again, let's be realistic. We are still a developing company. We have approximately 550-ish active clients. Why do I say active? Because there are some companies, they were formed, they were structured, but they're not actively trading in China. They just formed the company. They are, dormant companies. So we exclude them. Active clients that we have is approximately 550 clients. And then the third category of service providers, they are the cheapest ones. So let's go through them one by one so that you can, understand what's going on behind the scenes, right? The first category, when you approach them, they are large international, multinational corporations, accounting firms, law firms. When you get services from them, any kind of service, yes, absolutely, 100%. The service quality is top notch, the best quality service you can get, because this is what you're paying for, right? You're buying, for example, from Apple rather than going and buying like $100 mobile phone. So these are like, the service quality is exactly like that. You're buying from Apple rather than from a local company here, right? So there is no problem with your service. You will be taken care of really well, 100%, no questions left. But at the same time, as somebody who previously worked with such companies, you only pay for the exact item that you are purchasing. For example, let's give you an illustration. You from these companies, big, larger companies, when you're buying company formation, company structuring service, they will quote you exactly for that same thing. There are no extras. There are no bonuses. If you, for example, want a little bit extra advisory, a little bit extra consultation, you will have to pay for that again. That is 100% of the time. I have first-hand experience with such companies. You buy company formation or bank account opening, you will get that alone, all right, in a best format possible, okay, best quality possible. They will open your bank account in one of the best banks, for example, no problems. But then again, you want some consultancy, you want some guidance, then you will have to bear the costs again. Now, the middle layer companies, which I include JR and Firm into this category. For us, we're a developing company. We cannot take many clients. We're a boutique company, as I mentioned before. We don't take more than 10 clients per month. I make sure of that. We prioritize projects, we prioritize clients. A lot of people approach us on a daily basis. I question them, my assistants, they question them, and then only when they qualify to become a client to us, we take them because our hands are we don't have unlimited resources like big companies. So our hands are limited, our resources may be limited, so we cannot just take everybody as clients, right? So therefore, when we take a client, when they become a client to us, we provide usually not only the technical thing that they are buying, we provide everything that, you know, that we can do, that we can provide in our hands, right? It's a consultancy, it's the management consultancy. Plus, you will get the practical guidance and tips to avoid potential problems, especially when we're talking about Chinese market. When you're opening a company here, new venture, partnership, etc., you will need 100%, you will need guidance. We charge you slightly higher than the third category because we are in the middle here, but you will get the valuable consultation. You will get an ongoing guidance. We are there all the time for you. Even for weekends, for example, our existing clients can tell you. They call me, you know, even in the evening. They call me on weekends. If I can do that, if my time allows me to attend to them, I will do that 100% on my own, even my staff. We don't have limitations sometimes. And so goes true for the consulting as well. We don't ask the clients to pay extra when it comes to like giving them advice, when it comes to linking them with proper people or the right companies, right suppliers, or even like commenting on their agreements, right? Again, I'm talking about complex markets like China, where the language, culture, business ethics are totally different from most of the world. When you're forming a new venture here, you will be needing guidance on drafting your agreements. You will be needing guidance and advisory on dealing with suppliers, even talking to them, you know, to avoid potential mistakes, even hiring your team in China. We are there all the time for you. When you call, we pick up the call, okay? We pick up the phone. When you email us, you will get answered if you're an existing client. So that's what you're getting, guys. Don't please confuse the technicalities with the whole package here. The technicalities I mentioned many times before. You can register your company in China for free, 100%. It's no secret. You are, you know, you can, if you are familiar with Chinese language, you know the culture here a little bit, or you have your assistant, go ahead and do that yourself. Why do you need to, you know, hire anybody? You know, we don't actually sell this company registration package alone here. So I just want to make it very clear, because that it's a technical thing. You can do it yourself 100% for free. Of course, you have to bear the costs of the office rental. You have to bear the cost of your like making the official seals of the company. Nobody's going to give you for free. But the registration alone is free. You don't have to pay the government for that in China. It's no secret, right? I keep repeating myself. You go to the US, you can do it yourself as well. The company formation and structuring. But still, when you want to avoid some mistakes, you need the professional to assist you. Of course, you have to pay for consulting. You have to pay for guidance. You have to pay somebody else's professional team's time, right? The resources and time. That is not free. That is not free. Because recently I got this ridiculous comment saying, okay, that person asked us to give a quotation for company formation in Hong Kong and account opening in Hong Kong. I'm going to take a little bit pause and tell you the story, right? It's so ridiculous. We gave them quotation. Like quotation is for the company formation, and there's quotation for company maintenance on a yearly basis, and plus quotation for fintech account opening. Now, the reply we get is like, well, it's ridiculous. Are you serious about the price? Now, fintech account can be opened by anybody, even by a child. To that, I don't know how to react, actually. It's okay, you are contacting us, right? You're contacting us. If you're not happy about the price, just move on, right? Or you can do it yourself. You just do it yourself, right? Why bother hiring anybody? Then again, another thought comes to my mind is that this person have never seen a high price in their life, probably. If, for example, let's be realistic. All right, so fintech account can be opened just by anybody, right? That's for sure, no problem. That's not a mistake. But you're hiring me. Why should I provide it for you for free? Why? Like, you are hiring me. Are you my cousin or my mother or my father? No, you're nobody, right? That's one. Another thing is, if you don't want a fintech account, then try opening a traditional bank account in Hong Kong. Just try. I mean, it's so ridiculous that you say that fintech account is expensive, but try opening a traditional bank account. Do you know what are the requirements? Right now in Hong Kong, even with a physical office space, even with staff in Hong Kong residents and citizens, I guarantee you this. I guarantee you will not be able to open a traditional bank account, in less than 6 months. 6-7 months, that is the average waiting period for traditional bank accounts nowadays. There is a online application process. You submit all of your documents, proof that you have physical office there, proof that you have staff, Hong Kong citizens, and then wait for around 6-7 months. If the bank decides to call you, then they will call you and arrange in-person interview. If not, 8 out of 10 refusals. They reject your application most of the time, especially when the company is new, especially when you cannot provide any solid evidence that you are, like really experienced business person. So that's like, see, you cannot afford this. You are coming to buy this price, but when you get the price, your reaction is ridiculous. You say that everybody can do it, then yeah, just go ahead and do that by all means, okay? Don't bother companies like that. Because we're a company, we provide service, and it's equipped with a lot of valuable consultation. Now let's go ahead and discuss the third category. The third category, which is like really cheap prices, really cheap agencies, we don't consider them our competitors. They're not our competitors. Why? Because these services usually run by unprofessionals, really cheap. For example, we are selling this company formation package, let's say 10,000 yuan. And this cheap agency, they're selling it for 1,000 yuan. And that is a red flag, actually, because they don't value their time and they don't care about the clients. They certainly cannot provide you with valuable consultation when it comes to companies' maintenance, accounting, for example. There are several cases, not many again, don't take me wrong. There are several cases where clients, after hearing the quotation, they went ahead and bought the service from these cheap agencies. And then after around 4 months, 6 months, they came back. They called me and they said, well, that was a huge mistake. We bought this service from this law agency, very cheap agency, and then they got us this license. After that, they said, that's it. The rest is your own thing. You do it yourself. But the license alone here in China is nothing. After that, you need to, in order to activate the company, there's a bunch of other things that you have to do. When you approach them again, they say you need to pay more. That's one thing. Another thing is the language barrier. Most of the time, these cheap agencies, really low quality companies, they cannot even communicate with you in English. I'm not a native speaker of English, but still, I was educated in the UK. I worked in UK in London for several years. So in communication, there's no issue in our company. We get the client's requirements and demands 100%. If we're not certain, we ask questions. But then again, that's the thing. Like if the service provider doesn't understand the client's needs and requirements exactly, how are they going to handle the issues, right? A lot of agencies here, when they're offering such services, they don't really understand your needs and pain. They're not there to offer you solutions. They're there to offer you the technicalities that you can do yourself for free. That is the justification, actually, of our prices and logic behind why we came up with such prices. The included elements are actually our time and the consultation that you get, that you cannot get from the low quality agencies. There's a specific story actually I would like to share. There was a company actually from Uzbekistan, my own country. They came to China, they want to start a company. We quoted them, they said it's high. So they went ahead with the local agency. That local agency formed their company and then gave the license and everything, but no guidance whatsoever, nothing like that. And they got the license, and right before they started using the bank accounts, they started coming across with the issues with the bank. The bank said, we cannot accept your money. They approached the local agency. They said, no, we don't know that. Go to the bank. The company owner doesn't speak Chinese. And they keep calling us. This is a very strange situation because somebody makes a mess, right? And then because of this mess, they come back to you. And then they expect you to handle that mess. But of course, we bill them. Of course, we tell them that, okay, that's not going to work like that. You left us, right? Because of the quotation. And then you went ahead with this agency. Try dealing with them, pay them or whatever. You communicate, let them communicate with the bank. In our cases, we take care of all this communication. On behalf of the clients, we talk to the bank. We solve the problem 100%. That is guaranteed. If there's no solution, we change the bank on client's behalf and for free. If the bank doesn't satisfy the needs of the client, we're going to open you another bank account for free until the problem is solved. Then going back to that story, they said, okay, it was a huge mistake. We are really sorry. We're going to pay for consultation. Of course, you're going to pay for consultation. We billed them, they paid, we sorted out the problem. But still, the problem remains. The company is registered somewhere. Nobody goes to register a company there in China. It's like a ridiculous thing. Let me give you another alternative illustration. For example, you want to enter. Imagine it's a Roman Empire, right? You want to do business. Of course, it's 100% logical to start your company in the city of Rome. You you want to be cheap, go ahead and start your company in a village somewhere in Roman Empire. Does it make sense? No, it does not. Absolutely, it does not. So this low quality agency, in order to provide cheap services, what they do, they take your order, you without any knowledge about this country, no experience, you just say, wow, this is very cheap, let's register. They take the company, register it somewhere where nobody goes to register a company, because the facilities, the banks, even the government, they're not familiar with the foreigners' needs and requirements and problems. They're not ready to cope with the issues. They're not ready to meet your expectations. Of course, it's a cheap place because nobody goes there. So that's what happened with that company. Still, the company is hanging there. They have two options. One is, keep working with this company, which is not recommended. Second is shut down the company and come where we register the company in a place where all of your needs, all of your requirements are met, and the solutions are there all the time. Don't take me wrong, like China is developing, etc. That's really good, and I'm very happy, being in China, running a company here. But unfortunately, there are some regions where we don't recommend registering a foreign-owned company because the infrastructure is not ready to meet your expectations. As an international company business, we don't recommend some regions. We only recommend the places which are tested, the places where most of the foreign companies are registered. So as you can see, the logic behind, guys, as long as you stay a client with us, as long as we provide you the accounting services, which is the maintenance of the company, we are there to guide you for free. We are there to provide you all the tips and guidance and even the resources you need to maintain your company. When we give you a little bit higher price, just to summarize, don't think, please, it's absolutely, the highest price, because you most likely, if you think our prices are high, most likely you have not seen high prices in this industry. There are companies, let's say top 10% of the companies, top 15 even percent of the companies in the industry, they charge you hundreds of thousands of yuan. In dollar terms, like tens of thousands of dollars, just for the small thing. But then again, you will not be getting the consultation for free with them. Yeah, so that's our difference, guys. I hope it makes sense. And if anybody comments or I don't know, that doesn't understand our pricing policy, I'm going to share this video with them. And I hope you understand us well after that. And if you have any questions, welcome to email. Leave in the comment section below, and then I'll catch you in the next one. Thank you.